Morning, guys. Morning, Abu, Dave, Fletcher, Phoenix. Good morning. I'm actually just kind of getting to the desk this morning, so it might take me a minute. Just doing some levels adjusting here. So I like where I got them. I know. I know, Dave. Nim's, I'm gonna try to not let it affect me. I'm gonna try to trade accordingly. Try to not be distracted. It does get distracting on stream sometimes. No, he's probably still on his meds. I talked to him yesterday. He was obviously saying we were going to 20K and beyond, and we did nothing but pump 700 points up. And then sold off 400 points. So I don't know what to expect today. I want to say if we're hanging out below this 500 level, it's probably more downside down into 300 down here. But today could be a range day where the market kind of breathes a little bit. I mean, there'll be some volatility, obviously. I haven't looked at where the VIX is at today. Let me see where it's at today. VIX is still above 20. It's hanging around 24 right now. So we'll be patient. Markets are open. Let's see, where is interest? I'm already seeing big orders pop in there. Interest up at 500. That lines up. But as far as Nims is concerned, Dave, he should be all right. He should be okay. Morning, Mr. Fox. So it's gonna be really hard for me to take any longs up into here, up into 500. If we get above 500 and are holding above 500, I don't mind the longs at that point. The only real long setup that I would see would be either wick and reclaim or a hold above 320. But it could be pretty choppy today. So we will wait to see what we have when price gets here or here. See what sets up. Prior week's point of control is all the way up at 642, 643. We got overnight highs up here at 630 roughly. Overnight lows at 380, 379.50. But it looks like we might want downside to start the session. Go figure. What's new? This seems to be every day. If you just hit the short button, you make money. Anybody trade the Trump cabinet talk last night? Or Trump Congress talk last night? I did my best to steer clear of the markets last night and not really look at them a whole lot. I had a pretty good day yesterday, all in all. Between all my accounts, I made a little over 7K, so I made a good chunk of what I lost last week. Made a good chunk of that back, so I was happy with my trading yesterday. And I was able to avoid the nonsense that was happening at the end of the day yesterday as well. So I was happy about that. Morning, Porch. Tell me, chat, can you guys hear the music today? Let me know. Oh, good. Okay. It's very soft. How about now? Is that better? What's up, Ride the Wave? Welcome, brother. So yeah, we're gonna be watching the 500 and the 300 here. That I'm gonna wait till price hits either one of those before I take a trade. I kind of want to see what's going to happen because anywhere in here is probably going to be a lot of chop and could be violent chop as well. And I don't want to end up at 50 points of drawdown before I take my first trade. I'd like to minimize my risk. We do have this big block sitting up here at 500, so I'd kind of like to see that get swept. That seems to be the biggest draw right now. Interest is kind of split after that on either side. So let's see what happens down here in this 300 to 320 area. Ride the Wave. We haven't really spoken at all. How you been doing since the good gains days? Are you still active over there? All right, we are flushing. Oh, you liquidated most short-term stuff? Yeah, okay. Are you still producing music? Oh yeah. Right the way, there's a few of us that have been there. Like, there's a few of us in this community's homes who've been flooded, so I feel your pain, brother. Feel your pain. And that's the thing about construction is like they set this schedule out for you for when things are going to be accomplished, and then you can basically just add a month or two on each of those projects. It's wild how inaccurate they are with their timelines. Absolutely wild. Are you doing the work yourself, or did you hire it? Did you contract some of the work out? All right, let's see what happens here at this 300 to 320 level. I'm starting to get interested. Wow, I really need to fix my heat map here. It's flying around, huh? Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, always have to make sure the wife is happy. Nice, right the way. Are you on do you have some of your stuff on Spotify? Yeah, I mean, still just been trading, ride the wave. I mean, been here. Obviously, making the transition to streaming has been difficult with my trading. A lot more going on while you're streaming. So it's been a little difficult making that move from just trading by myself in a room to talking with the chat and making sure OBS is working and all that stuff. I've never done any of that, never done any editing or anything of that nature before in my life. So it's a learning curve, learning process. Very slow build on YouTube. But we're getting there. We're getting comfortable. Anybody take that 320 long? Man, I should have hit it. Holy. Only 80 points. Only 100 points. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, why did I not take that? Holy. We even had the POC flip. Yeah, right the way. We even had the POC flip and everything. I missed all of that. Let's see here. That order's still sitting up at 500. So 500 feels like the magnet at this point. Man. Well, guys, I mean, I missed the move. I missed the move. Morning, Palm. I completely missed the move. They moved that order down to 460, so be careful. Wow, the books are actually kind of thin. I guess nobody knows where the market's going today. Oh, we got news? Yeah, I didn't even look at financial juice. Holy. Wow, thank you for the heads up, guys. Oh, services PMI. We have lots of news, Fletcher. What do you mean lots of news? I really only see Like three red folder. All right, that order's sitting there at 460. So let's see if it gets in there. They want to sweep that 3 red folder. Wow, really regretting not taking this. I mean, it was kind of hard to get in on it because it was so heavy down into that level, but man, that was a really quick buy up off that. I talked about it before we even got down there. This market right now is not designed for waiting around. If you see a level, you almost have to try it. With tight risk, because man, it runs away from the levels very, very quickly. That is one nice thing about this heat map, guys, is I know when the book's thin because the background goes very, very dark. So you know when things are happening. It'll kind of give you a heads up a couple minutes ahead of time. And then it'll start to thicken out. We are just kind of chopping around this 400 to 450 range. Well, nothing to do. At least yet. Let's see what happens here at 380 at these overnight lows and volume. Swept right through it. Dave Nims is already messaging my phone with puppy pictures. Yeah, yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, he's not in the stream, but there he is. All right, we are kind of holding volume right now. That order's still up there at 460. I kind of want to see it sweep 300 first and see if we get a reclaim on 300. Feel like 320 is kind of stopping short on the short size down here. But there's still, the books are still incredibly thin. So maybe everybody's just waiting on news. There we go. We're starting to get some volume back in. There is a block down here at 300. Nims, he told me to just ignore you. I don't know what I like. Feel like more downside, but I'm shocked that they left the order up here at 460. You like waiting today, Nims? You like waiting every day, whether you're in a trade or not. You trade the YM, brother. I mean, that's all you're doing. Although, I will say with the recent volatility, you're not waiting as long. You just have to extend your stops or trade with no stops, because 40-point stops on the YM these days even get swept. What is a stop? Yeah. Yeah. I guess when you're trading a personal account, yeah. You could trade with no mental stop, I suppose. All right, we got about 7 minutes till news at this point, so I will wait to see. It looks like we're coming back up to try and grab this 460 guy. You stop when it hurts really, really bad? Oh no. Nims, you're sounding like Annan. You are sounding like Annan. Hey Nims, go join Palm in the voice chat. He's sitting in there all alone. Oh, now he's got some company. Dave joined. All right. Random 954 Eastern spike. Oh, did you? Nice. Nice, Ride the Wave. Nice. Yeah, it's hard. Like those momentum bursts are tough. You know who's really good at those is Dave. Somehow he always catches those momentum bursts. Yeah, it was messing around there a lot. I mean, session value area low is sitting right there. Let's see if we reject it. Oh, it's moving lower at this point. So we're putting in volume down here. Putting in volume at these lows. Let's see if when we sweep 300, if we can get a POC flip. If we get that, I'll probably try along. Obviously, if it gets violent below 300, I'm not gonna touch anything. I know, right? The way if you don't have Twitter/X up and watching for Trump tweets all day long these days, it's a recipe for disaster. All right, there's the 300 sweep. Let's see how violent it wants to get. See if we got anything hanging out below here. Not really. Still got news coming. So I have to wait at this point. All right, let's see if we reclaim 300. I might try it if we reclaim. I don't like this is happening right before news. This would normally be a good spot to long. 200 block at 331 on the ask. Do we sweep it? Oh man, I want it, but I can't. We dead yet? No, Nims, we're not dead. All right, 30 seconds till news. I'm just gonna wait till news is gone and see what happens. I think there's 2 red folder items at 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna have to see what. I'm just gonna have to wait. Okay. Well, there goes my long. I mean, come on. Yeah, yeah, right. The wave yoink is right. I mean, just hop on board. Straight up to VWAP. I mean, that made my charts freeze. Yeah, that was, I mean, that was what, like 40, 50 points of slippage if you market it in on news? Ethan, I'm not on Rhythmic. DX feed right now. Yeah, you can always tell what account I'm trading up in the account box up here. So if you're ever wondering, just look up in this little area. If you're wondering what account I'm trading, and you can see it. Well, we weren't able to get above 500. There's still people adding blocks up there. Rejected VWAP pretty hard. All right, let's try it. Let's see if they want 500. Gotta be careful here, though. Yeah, I'm gonna get out. Kind of wanted it to aggressively buy up off there, and it just didn't. Of course, it does it after it sweeps me out. That's about right. The real question is, do I try it again? I mean, it's just gone. Nims. Listen, I think it's going below 20K at some point. At some point. However, off the highs, you're looking at, let's see here, in less than 2 weeks, you're looking at a 2,000 point drop. That's just not sustainable, brother. It's not sustainable to continue to fall like that. So you're going to have relief bounces. You're just going to have to be patient for your short. And no, Nvidia is not going to zero. It's not going to happen. Guys, be careful around this 500 level though. This has been a pretty heavy sell area. So just be careful. 14K by next week, you quick trading savvy? Oh man, I tell you what, if NQ gets to 14K, I will be loading up my tech portfolio. I will be buying as much as I can. I will take out a second mortgage on my home and be loading up. I do like the like I don't know, between 17 and 18K in there. I'll probably buy some at that level. Morning, Jose. Goose said he bought in yesterday, and he said next leg down he'll put in more. Third leg down he'll put in some more. And then he goes, and if we get a fourth leg down, I'll take out a line of credit. You bought some today, Nims, and yet you're still hoping it's going down, huh? All right. No, my mortgage is, because I had a home prior to this, it's not as difficult, Fletcher. And no, it's not hard. It's not hard to prove your income with trading. You just got to start an LLC and run everything through your business. See, that's the thing, Savvy. Nims isn't shorting the market. He's buying YM with his trading. He's taking longs. He's just hoping the NQ crashes and burns. Ride the wave if you're interested and you're still here. In the level up Discord community, if you're not a member, feel free to join, by the way. But a lot of the traders here hang out in the voice chat all day if you're looking for some company while you're trading. Sometimes it gets a little noisy, especially when Nimkins is in there. But if you ever want to discuss trading ideas or strategies or anything like that, there's some good traders that hang out in there and talk pretty much all day for the most part, or at least until they get wrecked. Nims, I see your comment. I'm ignoring you. I've been told to ignore you. Are we going to be range bound today? 300 to 500? Oh, that was a terrible entry. Yeah, I think I gotta kill this thing. It looks like it's reversing, and I gotta take a big hit on it too. It gave me about the worst entry I could possibly have. I thought it was going to run up to 500 real quick there, but it just didn't. All right, I have to take this stop out if it sweeps this low. Unfortunately. Well, that was a bad trade. That was a $600 loser. A little over. Nims. All right, you are officially being ignored, Nims. I just told you why I took the trade. Literally just told you why I took the trade. And I still think that's the move. Unfortunately, it's probably going to come back to like 380 first. Oh, Ethan, of course. I mean, that's how it goes these days. It's so key to be executing in the right areas. Like if you're not executing in the right areas, it's a recipe for disaster. In this market, I mean, where the sweeps are 50, 60 points in seconds, it's a recipe for disaster. I mean, look at this buy back up. All right, I'm trying it. I'm gonna let this one ride a little bit. My gosh, man. Well, you guys are about to see my biggest loss on stream. You would figure that one of these times they would flip the script on all these shorts off the open. You would think like one of these days they would do it, but they just aren't doing it. They are literally just banking on the sells off the open. Yeah, I don't even know who they are. Just everybody. I mean, look at this. Every single day is the same thing. Every single day is the same thing. This is, I don't even know how many straight days. Like, how many straight days is it where they, I mean, I'm down $2,000 right now, but every single day is just heavy sell, heavy sell, heavy sell, heavy sell all morning long for the first like 2 hours, sometimes. And then there's a massive buy up. And then there's like a half hour in the afternoon where there's a 400-point sell off. So where does the trend start to break is the question. I mean, really what screwed me today was missing this 320 long. Become him. I mean, this big block order here was at 500. It got to 97 and fell off. Then they moved it to 460. It popped to like 450 and sold off. It's like, and I want to say this is a long trying to get out, and now it's gone. And now volumes flipped to the downside. And now, well, now you got interest down here at 300 again. So they are, somebody is spoofing the market big time. Yeah, right the wave. I mean, I'm looking at this daily 200 SMA right here. This was like a magnet for yesterday's price action for the majority of the day. Yesterday I was long from 200. I wrote it up to 420, I want to say. But IBH was sitting right there, and I had a heavy rejection, so I had to like I had to kill the trade, but that thing ran all the way up into the 700s before the nasty sell-off. Yeah, and I actually got in late too. It was kind of crazy. Well, if we are going to be range bound, this is the bounce that would make sense. Any sweeps below here, we probably get pretty heavy. I mean, lucky for me, this $2,000 that I lost is on that competition account for my funded futures. So I don't have to, I'm not too concerned about it. It's not real money. It's just a competition account. I mean, what do we do here? We're right back at volume. I mean, let's try it. Let's see if we want to play the range. Oh my goodness. Pissed every entry. Well, that's an overnight lows rejection. So I have, if this doesn't reclaim quickly, I have to kill this one too. Yeah, I mean, guys, I'm getting absolutely torched today. Absolutely torched. Yeah, I gotta kill it. Well, my poorest trading ever. Down 3K on stream. Crude news. You're saying? Mr. Fox, no, it's not either, actually. It's a competition account. Like, it's not real. This one is not real money. This one's just, there's no DLL on it. They just you just start with a 10K balance. It's a month-long competition. But I think somebody day one made 15K or something like that on day one. They rode the very top to the very bottom of the day. So I'm already out of this competition. Yeah, it's a demo. It's not a real account, put it that way. Which is why I'm able to lose 3K. Technically, I could still lose another like 6K on this thing, all in one day. But no, it doesn't really matter. My Fund of Futures has a month-long competition going on right now. The weird thing about it, though, is like the grand prize for it is a $5,000 live account. Second place is a $2,500 live account. Third place is $2,500 cash. I would almost rather finish third place in the thing. I'd almost rather have the cash than have the live account. I mean, look at this daily. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of the last 10 days. But Mr. Fox, I don't have any more slots with my Fund of Futures to trade evals. Like everything other than this competition account, I don't have, they're all fundeds or live. I don't have any more evals that I can trade. I do have one. Oh, I know, right? The Bears have been, I mean, it's just been wild. It's been wild. You expect a relief bounce at some point? I would just expect it somewhere around here, you know, around that daily 200. I mean, if you look historically, right? Every time we get there, we bounce. So you expect at least some sort of relief here, like probably back up into the daily 100. I mean, the last time we dipped below it was this move. So what is this, 2022? So 2022 was the last time we dipped below it. But look at where price was then. So it's kind of hard to yeah, Mr. Fox, you're only allowed 3 fundeds with my funded futures. And unfortunately, like, one of my accounts is getting, I would imagine they probably try to call me up to live pretty soon on one of them, which means I'm probably going to be down to 1 account again with them. I've been trying to avoid, so I've been trying to take payouts with them very quickly so that I can keep my account balances down. But I'm not going to be able to hide it much longer, unfortunately. Well, what do you say, guys? You say we YOLO this account today? I mean, I'm not going to win this competition. Do you remember a couple Monday when we sold off from 21,100? There's only one right answer. 21,100 down to what did we sell off to? 21,300. Some guy caught that entire move on one trade. All right. If I think we're going to be range bound, let's just try the long here. We will target overnight highs. And we let it ride. My goodness, look at the hourly candle on ES. Nice wick. Nice 40-50 point wick they're putting in on the ES. My entry is pretty much on that daily on that daily 200 SMA. So right here. So if we are going to be range bound, I would expect, you know, 680 to get traded at some point today. So we'll see what happens. They're still kind of rejecting those overnight lows. And this block has been moving down. This block was at 500. It moved down to 460, down to 420. Now it's at 400. Man, this order is just bouncing around. Someone have time and sales up? Did this one here at about 400 get filled? Do you know? I do respond to my chat, Nims. Yeah, Nims, of course it is. We decided we are YOLOing. I just don't think we get much outside the range today. So, I mean, we're right around range lows. You thought I'd lost my mind? I mean, may have. I mean, this trade's working out splendidly. Might be a long stream if this trade plays out, but I mean, normally this would be a great trade for on stream. $1,200. It's the exact spot Kev went short. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Nims, we talked about it yesterday. Like I said, that daily, this is going to try to hold. Like, it's going to try with as hard as it can to hold. So the plays off this 355. 364 now is where it's sitting. The longs off there are the ideal spot to long, especially since we couldn't really hold below 300. So I'm all right with it. The only problem is that I have a feeling this is the range for the day. 300 to 500. And every time we touch VWAP, there's a heavy sell-off. But I feel like ES needs to come back into at least 5850 one more time before another nasty. I mean, it could sell off heavy, I guess, but I feel like a retest on the ES up around 5850 is warranted. At least 5820. Gonna drag the Nas back with it, in my opinion. I probably shouldn't let this go negative, should I? And as is doing that 5-minute, nearly 100-point candle back and forth thing right now. I'm doing lines of meth and YOLOing. Nims, it's a competition account. It's not even a funded account. I mean, definitely trading without a stop is beneficial. That's why props are kind of hard to trade. It like if you're I feel sorry for anybody who's trying to start trading right now. Like just getting into it. I feel terrible for them. You want to talk about a recipe for immediate failure. This kind of market environment is it for sure. Like if you're just trying to learn how to trade, I mean, think about how you started learning how to trade. What did you do? You watched YouTube videos, right? Like YouTube tutorials and strategy videos, and you were trying to find what kind of strategy you were comfortable with. And can you imagine trying to start right now in this volatility? I mean, you would give up immediately. I would have 100%. I kind of got lucky when I started because it was like actually physically trading. It was your broker can stop for you. It was shortly after COVID. And so it was after the COVID sell-off and the buy back up. So it was pretty much longs only. You just kept buying the dips. So it was relatively easy to build an account. Yeah, by the way, it was so easy that I was like, oh man, this is great. I know exactly what I'm doing. This is fantastic. So when I started my prop account, which is the reason why I was able to build, my first Top Step account, which is technically my live account to this day. It was very easy trading. All you did was look for major support to get hit, and it was long, long and strong. So I kind of got lucky. Yeah. Right the way, if it was, I got really lucky. I got extremely lucky when I started trading because it allowed me to build an account relatively quickly and do it through props as well. This kind of market that you're seeing right here, this up and down 200 points, 70 point swings on the NAS, especially since most like mainstream non-options futures traders trade the NAS, because especially if you're trading live, because it moves quick. And in order to post like pretty big numbers, you either have to be copy trading the 20 accounts like everybody does, which isn't realistic for beginning traders anyway. So anybody who is, newer to the game, just ignore the whole 20 accounts thing, because that's not real trading. It's just not. That's not the reality of the situation. You don't have $3,000 to fork into. And if you do have $3,000, you should just start your personal account anyway. You shouldn't be spending $3,000, $4,000 on Apex accounts. I can tell you that. Yeah. I mean, timing is everything. What I always tell people always ask me, like, how did you get to have such a large account? And it was, I just got lucky, kind of, I just really got, why didn't I tell you that a year ago? Well, a year ago, honestly, Jose, I was still, there was a period of time there, like when I was doing the daily analysis and there was a later Fletcher. Morning, Kev. There was a period of time there last year, and I would say a long stretch of 6 months, when I was like doing the like a pre-market trading plan every day in good gains, where I was seeing the market so clearly that it felt like I could do no wrong. It literally felt like I could do no wrong. it felt like I was able to call the market almost daily. All right, I got stopped out there. Yeah, Jose, the levels still play, right? It's just the action around them is different than what it was like a year ago. Volatility is picked up. It's different than it was a year ago. But like being able to locate like proper support and resistance, supply, demand, whatever you want to call them, being able to identify key levels is imperative no matter what you're trading. Like you need to know where buyers and sellers are sitting at, you know, and institutional buyers and sellers, not just retail buyers and sellers. You need to know where they're sitting at. To me, it's fairly easy to tell, you know, higher time frames, you just find extremes of moves. So a lot of wick action around areas. And you generally know that that's where the bigger players are looking to execute, you know, and we're just trying to ride their coattails and pick up on a read. You know, I've never been good at scalping ever. I've never been good at just trying to hunt out 10, 20, 30 points, right? I've just never been good at it. Because my brain just doesn't process information as quickly enough. But I found that if I can wait until don't listen to him trade fair value apps, the words of God in your ear. Nimkins, you're an atheist. I found that if I can wait for those key levels, your risk to reward is so much more in line. You know, instead of playing a 2-to-1, you know, or 1-to-2 risk to reward, all of a sudden your average trades are, you know, 1-to-10, 1-to-12, sometimes more than that. And so you'll take those little paper cuts that you get around the levels in order to get the one banger that's, you know, you're making $2, $3, $4, $5, sometimes more, $1,000 on. And you just need one of those a day. One of those a day and you're good to go. And I've also found that generally the highs or lows of days sit in the support and resistance areas. So if you've properly located them, you know, even on these heavy sell-offs, if you're able to pick the top or bottom of the day, the Bangers Only LLC. Yeah. No, Palm, my name's gonna be Fat Man Trading. Apparently. Yeah, Albu, you and I started around the same time as far as actively trading, right? I also watched the markets for a couple years before I ever got actively involved. I wanted to be prepared because I knew real money was going to be on the line. And I didn't want to be that degenerate gambler that just hopped into the markets thinking, oh, this money's easy. Even though it was in the beginning because of when I started. I wasn't comfortable putting the money on the line in the beginning. I probably started studying around 2018. Somewhere around there was when I really started actively looking at the markets. But I also had a professor in college who was he was a bonds trader. And I just asked him for a whole semester if I could come in before my classes ever started and watch him trade. And so that's what I did. It's entirely different trading bonds than it is trading index futures. Entirely different kind of trading. But I saw what kind of money could be made, you know? And so it got me motivated to learn more. But we are range bound, guys. We are range bound. I think this is the range today. I mean, you might get some action outside of it a little bit, but this is looking like, I mean, the books are thin. There's not a whole lot of big orders on the books right now. There's not much that I can yeah, we are range bound. A lot of chop. Yeah, so it could be the afternoon before we see any kind of move outside of this, but it makes sense. I mean, the markets have been extremely volatile. We've had a lot of movement. You expect a day like this at some point, right? Middle of the week, it's Wednesday. So I'm probably going to call it there for today. Man, my long is looking even better at this point, up into 500. But I'm probably going to call it there for today on stream. Terrible trading on stream. I'm down. What am I down? $2,800. Yeah. Yeah, Palm, it's... I don't like trading days like today. Days like today are generally when I walk away and just shut down the charts, right? And I'll come back tomorrow. Because you're not really getting a good read. We're bouncing in between these two levels. So at least my levels are located in the right areas. So that's good. The best play of the day was really this wick and reclaim here from 300 long, which we talked about pre-market. But even this short up here at 500, while it played, that's really hard to hop on as well. Because you were really aggressive down here into the lows, right? And then you were super aggressive up into the highs. So even either side is really hard to hop on. So I guess the name of the game today is probably going to be scalp. You know, look for the 10-point move, but the question is, where is the 10-point move in this area? You know, where is the 20-point move in this area? Either that, or you trade with no stop. You trade with no stop and let it ride. So yeah, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be hanging out in Discord for a little while. Ride the wave if you're still around. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Feel free, if you aren't, I don't know if you've joined Level Up or not, but feel free to join the Discord. There is a link in the description down below. It's free community. We hang out in there in the voice chat, Palmetto, DJP, the usual suspects. So yeah, hop on in there and hang out, brother. We will be back on Friday for trading with the boys, guys. So I guess I will see you then. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.